Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sophia and I am a nursing student. I am actually in my last semester of nursing school and I will be graduating this December 2020. So in today's video, I wanted to talk to you all about what to do if you fail a nursing school exam. Now, failing a nursing school exam is probably something that happens to a nursing student at least once throughout their nursing school journey. And failing a nursing school exam can be really frustrating and really upsetting, especially if you spent so much time studying for the exam. Now, nursing school exams are very challenging, and they're challenging because they're not just memorization. You're not just memorizing a bunch of facts and then taking a test over how well you memorized. Instead, nursing school exams are more about application. You have to apply what you learned into different scenarios. And oftentimes, there are multiple answer choices for nursing school exams. You will have select all that apply questions where there is not just one correct answer, but multiple possible correct answers. Also, a lot of times in nursing school exams, every answer choice is correct, but you have to select the most correct answer choice. So this makes nursing school exams really challenging. In this video, I want to talk to you all about how to kind of navigate those negative emotions that can come about if you fail a nursing school exam and what you can do to improve and do better on your next exam. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so my first tip on what to do if you fail a nursing school exam is to accept it and let it go. So I know it can be really tough to just let go of this horrible grade you just got and to move on, but you really have to do that. There's no point in going back in the past. That grade is done, but now you have this great opportunity to figure out where you went wrong and how to improve and do better on your future exams. So you also don't want to be too hard on yourself. Like I said, nursing school exams are so challenging, so there's no point in being hard on yourself and saying that you're stupid or you're bad at nursing school or anything like that, because these are really challenging exams. If you're feeling kind of mad at yourself and you think maybe I could have studied harder or anything like that, just forgive yourself and move on. This is in the past and now we have all these future exams that we can do great on. And also, if you fail an exam, just know that it doesn't determine how smart you are. Nursing school exams are not going to tell you how smart you are. They are not really good at measuring your knowledge because nursing is so much more than just doing well on tests. You also have a clinical component to nursing where you're applying skills at clinical. You also have communication in nursing where you have to communicate with patients. So just because you might not be good at taking tests doesn't mean that you're going to be a bad nurse or anything like that. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. So go ahead and just accept this test grade, move on, and let's go on to the next tip. My second tip is to stop comparing your grades to others in your class. Now, I know it can be really tempting to text your friends and be like, hey, what did you get on this exam? And then if you find out that they passed and you didn't, I know you can feel so upset and so sad about it. So don't text your friends, don't compare your grades to your friends, because it really doesn't mean anything. Everybody, like I said, has their strengths and their weaknesses. Maybe you're excellent at clinicals. Maybe you're so good at communicating with patients at clinical. But maybe your friend is just a really good test taker. Therefore, there's no point in comparing your grades to others and no point in feeling like they're going to be better nurses or anything like that. A test is just a test. It doesn't determine anything, and there's no point in comparing your grades to anybody else's. So my third tip for you all is to make a list of where you think you went wrong and work on finding a solution. So let's say that maybe you felt like you didn't study in advance or you kind of crammed too much and that caused you to fail. So write that down on your list and then write a solution to the side. So maybe your solution can be that next time you're going to actually make a plan on what you're going to study each day, and you're not going to save all your studying to the last few days before the exam. On this list, also think, did you maybe have some test anxiety? And if so, maybe write down some solutions to that. Would deep breathing help? Would visualization help you? What are some ways that can get you more calm so that you are able to focus on the test? Because oftentimes, a lot of people are just not good at taking tests or do bad at tests simply because they have a lot of test-taking anxiety. And this is something that I have struggled with as well. And one thing I want you to do is that if you are dealing with test-taking anxiety, I would say just think of this test as just any test. Don't put too much pressure on this test being so important and determining your grade. Just think of it as something you have to do. And if you put less pressure on this test, you might be able to focus better, and all that anxiety will kind of just go away if you don't put too much pressure on yourself and on this one test. Some other things to think about when you're making this list of where you went wrong is maybe, did you understand the topic? Sometimes it's a really difficult topic to understand, and in that case, you can find a different way to study. Maybe you can use YouTube videos to study instead, or just find another technique that helps you to understand better, because you really have to work on understanding material in order to do well on the exams. Like I said, nursing school exams are not just about memorizing. You really have to understand the pathophysiology and how everything connects so you can do better. So that's my third tip. Go ahead and make a list. Write down all the areas where you think you may have gone wrong, and write down a solution to the side on how you can improve. My fourth tip for you all is to reach out to your professors. Now, I know it can be kind of scary and intimidating to reach out to your professors after you failed an exam, but actually this is an amazing time to really reach out to your professors. Don't feel like your professors are going to judge you or anything like that if you failed an exam. In fact, they're actually here to help you. And if you reach out to your professors after you failed an exam, it actually really shows to them that you're very hardworking and that you're determined to change. And so don't feel like you can't reach out to your professors at all. Reaching out to your professors is actually really great, because sometimes the professors actually make the exams. At our school, the professors actually made the exams. And if you failed an exam, you were actually told to reach out to your professor to find out some test-taking strategies and kind of work with them on maybe where you went wrong. So talking to your professors is a great idea. They might have some wonderful tips for you. They've been in that situation. Your professors often have master's degrees, so they've gone through a ton of tests. And so if they're able to provide you with any tips on how to do well on exams, or can help you try to figure out where you went wrong, that would be a great resource. So definitely utilize your professors. My fifth tip for you all is to go to test review or to review your exams if you get your exams back. At my school, we actually did not get our tests back, which was a little bit challenging. So at my school, what we had was test review. And test review was where we would get to come back and look at our test, and we would also be provided the rationales for each question. Going to test review can also be helpful because you kind of figure out, where did I go wrong? Sometimes I reread the question and I'm like, oh my goodness, I was going so fast. This is a stupid error. I should have gotten this question right. So you learn from that and you know to slow down on your future test. Sometimes we would have test reviews with our professors where they would go over the top 10 most questions, and we would kind of discuss those as a class. Going to this group test review with your professors and your other classmates is really helpful, because you can all discuss about these questions and you learn so much more by discussing, and you can hear your professor's thought process on that question. And you start to pick up, after you go to multiple test reviews, you start to pick up on kind of like what your professor likes to test on, and how they kind of want you to think and process the information. And if you're lucky and you get your test back, go over each question, see what you got wrong, what topic did you struggle on, and try to go back and learn this topic, because oftentimes nursing school exams or especially the final exam, is cumulative. So you really want to be able to understand all the information and not just forget about it and brain dump it so that you're able to do well on the final exam. Okay, so those are my tips for what to do if you fail a nursing school exam. The biggest thing I can tell you all is just to move on, let it go, and focus on how you can improve. Don't get too down on a test grade. It's just a test grade. And failing really helps to give you an opportunity to improve and to see where you went wrong so that you can continue to improve. So don't worry about it if you fail. Move on, continue to be positive. And if you guys have any questions about nursing school or would like me to make a video over a certain nursing school topic, leave me a comment down below and please subscribe. And yeah, I'll talk to you all in my next video. Bye.